Hello, assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And it is humid as hell. Once again, really bad weather. God knows where it's raining. It's certainly not raining here. It's cloudy, it's humid. We're literally melting, and it's just. I'm just glad we have really cold water, seriously, when we have our showers, because I tend to have multiple showers a day in this kind of weather. At least twice, at least twice. You have to have a shower. It's just unbearable. But anyway, apart from that, actually, what I was thinking is that I think it's about time that we actually rant about the stereotypes of the, Far East Asian and the, um, North Asian dramas, the female leads, Um, although Korean dramas really do much better in that they have at least almost stopped creating those really annoying female leads, and we have more and more interesting female leads. But when it comes to Chinese dramas, I think they still need to work on it. But when you actually look at some of the adaptations of novels that have been adapted, especially mystery novels and procedural dramas, very good, very, very good female leads. And sometimes, they do have these odd female leads, these characters that they create, which you can see does not have your typical male stereotyping, because that's what I feel it's as if the whole scenario is created, written, produced, and directed by males, that this is how they see women, or this is how they want the world to see women. That modern women are supposed to be reckless and stupid and annoying, and that is just not the case. So whenever you introduce a female lead and give her all these annoying traits and characteristics, and you give her all these weird personality traits, and then you expect us to like and sympathize with her, I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. It doesn't work. It's because many a times I've actually dropped dramas because the female leads have been infuriatingly pathetic. I'm not talking about the actresses themselves, I'm talking about the characters that they're made to portray. And as I said, that there's very rare few Chinese dramas where where they truly portray what I think they are trying very badly to portray most of the time, a naive female lead. For example, in Hidden Love, I absolutely love the girl. I love the character. I just love her portrayal of that character. You can literally see that she's sharp, she's smart, but she's naive, and she's innocent, and she's pure. So that kind of purity that they're always trying to show through their female leads, they usually fall very, very flat, very, very badly. But every once in a while. Now, another example is the adaptation of When a Snail Falls in Love. I absolutely loved that series, or should I call it a serial? Actually, technically, that's a serial. And I think that they did better justice to the novel than the latest Thai version, which I'm currently watching, and which is why I've just been forced to put everything on hold and begin this podcast. Imagine that I have hit pause on the first episode of the Thai version, the 2023 version of When a Snail Falls in Love. And hey presto, we're back to the annoying, irritating, stupid, reckless female lead. What the hell, man? I loved the female lead in the Chinese version. She truly portrayed the whole title, within herself, of When a Snail Falls in Love. She was a snail. I just loved her. I loved her portrayal of the character. Not so much the portrayal of this female character, sorry. If you're a cop, and if you're supposed to be a snail, which I mean, if unless they've suddenly reversed the characters and they've decided that the captain is the snail, and and the girl is the lion. I don't know, because that's how it seems. It just seems absolutely reversed. The girl is absolutely reckless and she's stupid. She's not even naive. You cannot afford to make such stupid mistakes when you're a cop. I mean, seriously, when you're a police officer, you go through a lot of training and you know when to wait and watch and when to take action, and when something is not when something doesn't sound right or seem right, then you still have some protocols to follow. You don't just jump straight and recklessly into what was. As a police officer, I would say that you should automatically be able to realize if another police officer is working on an operation. So I think it's absolutely just senseless and ridiculous, and it was so annoying that I had to just hit pause and I had to start talking like this. I had to rant about it because I was finally getting some respite from such characters. I thought that finally Chinese and Thai, and because actually, to be honest, I've seen many Thai dramas and I've not come across many of these stereotypical stupid female leads. I've seen them in majority of Chinese dramas. Japanese dramas, now I enjoy them because seriously, their female leads are always very, very interesting. I don't remember the last time I've ever come across such a stereotypical female lead. No, I don't think so. No. Very, very interesting, very unique. Actually, Japan does unique best. They do crazy best and they do unique best. And I just love their cozy mysteries. I think Japan does full justice to all the classic cozy mysteries that even BBC fails to do. Believe me, the amount of times I have felt like just smacking the TV whenever I see BBC's adaptations of Sherlock Holmes, for example, or sometimes even of Agatha Christie, like Tommy and Twopence of Agatha Christie. I loved those characters, and yet the BBC just ruined it for me. It's very rare to have BBC do justice to their own writers and novels. I never understood that. I really never understood that. I think the only time I've really enjoyed the BBC's adaptation of any classic mystery is Agatha Christie's Poirot. I did not even quite enjoy Miss Marple, to be honest, although it was bearable. But my all-time favorite of all the adaptations has always been Hercule Poirot. Or should I speak like a French and say Hercule Poirot? Yeah. So I loved that adaptation of the BBC. I mean, it's so much better than the other adaptations that the BBC seems to do. I swear, the BBC just ruins everything. And then, when you come to Japan, I think the tribute that Japan has paid to, or should I say, Japanese television entertainment industry, the tribute that they pay to Sherlock Holmes and to Agatha Christie is amazing. I love every single one of their adaptations, every single one of their twists, every single one of their tributes, where they make it their own and they make it so beautiful. Seriously, it's just beautiful. I love it. And every time there's a detective series or serial, a Japanese one, I try never to miss it. Chinese procedural dramas can be sometimes very tedious, very, very tedious, especially when it doesn't really help when the subtitles are also even more tedious, So I think the reason I've enjoyed Korean and Japanese most is, as I said, Japanese do adaptations and tributes, and they do unique and crazy. They do that best. And Korean, they have advanced a lot. I love their dramas, and I am just glad they've gotten out of that stereotypical rut of the annoying, irritating female leads. Although recently, I think they kind of pushed it in. They kind of pushed it in one of their latest dramas this year, I can't remember the name because I actually just stopped watching it after the second episode. And I was like, what the heck? Why would you go and do that after all these years? Why would you go and bring that annoying cliche, irritating female lead back? So, yeah. There's, oh, and yes, King the Land. King the Land showed some of that similar vibes of the stereotypical annoying female, but thankfully they managed to subdue it after the second episode to a large extent. Otherwise, I was just going to throw the whole drama away. Seriously, I was just going to put my foot down and say, that's it. So that is there. Yeah. But seriously, man, I expected better from Thailand. Seriously, because I have seen so many of their dramas that are so different. They're so different. So I think, to be honest, it was more of a surprise when they made this kind of a version of When a Snail Falls in Love, because I knew, to be honest, I instinctively knew that I wouldn't enjoy it because I loved the Chinese version so much. I watched it twice at least. Yeah, but seriously, I was hoping, I was like, okay, yeah, you know what, it's Thai people, they do good, so let me try this out, because so far I've never had I've avoided Chinese dramas a lot because of their female leads. The only Chinese dramas that where their female leads seem to have a lot of sense are the period dramas. The fantasy period historic ones, or basically the wuxia, the wuxia fantasy dramas. It's amazing how over there their females have so much sass and so much sense, and they're such smarty pants, and they're amazing. And like the ingenious one, that's a good example of one of the latest works of that genre. The ingenious one is where the male lead and the female lead, they truly complement each other. They're both as smart as the other. They're a match for each other, and you just enjoy seeing how it's unraveling, and how he suspects, and she also now begins to suspect that he suspects, and it's amazing how they dance through it. I love it. But come back to modern Chinese dramas, and I don't really enjoy them so much. And I know China is well aware of the fact that they do not do as well as the Taiwanese do when it comes to modern dramas. Like, Bromance is a good example of the Taiwanese dramas, modern dramas, their take on it. In fact, it's amazing, but when it comes to BL dramas as well, Taiwanese do really good, Japanese do good, Taiwanese do good. Obviously, Thai is supposed to be like, this is their soft power in their industry, BL genre dramas or LGBTQ dramas, but mainly BL. Although they churn a lot of fluff stuff, but one way or the other, they do try to insert the real life, tangible problems and questions, yes, but they have a variety. You can say that I think the Thai industry has probably right now the largest amount of BL dramas, variety wise. But quality wise, if you put it in this way, if you put it all together, I think Taiwanese dramas are always, they always up the par, quality wise, every time. It doesn't matter if it's of the BL genre, and it doesn't matter if it's your normal everyday dramas. So the very, very beautifully written, executed, and it has that, it always maintains that quality. So there's that. So yes, I know I would never get disappointed if I pick up a Taiwanese drama. But Chinese dramas, seriously, they are still not out of that rut, except in procedurals. Procedurals seem to be the only dramas, and as I said, wuxia, where their female leads are amazing. Otherwise, it's that annoying, cliche, stereotypical irritating, reckless women with weird, bad habits. And seriously, no woman has that in real life. Seriously, this is the kind of women that maybe in that part of Asia that they love to portray their women like that, or maybe men love for their women to be like that. I don't know, because in real life, I'm sure the men and the women do not like that or even appreciate that. It kind of reminds me of Pakistani dramas. I think one of the reasons why it sort of hits me is because Pakistani dramas, especially if you look at the old dramas now, Pakistani dramas, where I'm concerned, they are in a decline, although people would disagree with me, because even now they're extremely popular all over the world. But Pakistani dramas, I think, were more of a higher quality until the late 90s. I think the decline began when they started with this soap opera type, weird, wacko sort of dramas, which I absolutely hate, to be honest. Before that, Pakistani dramas were always, you know, dramas of quality. Even if you go to the cozy dramas, and if you, there's always the writers, you see the writers of Pakistani dramas before in the industry, they had such amazing talent of uh, subtly giving you the messages that need to be given without destroying the fluff of the drama. So you feel cozy. It's always family oriented. Yes, yes. In Pakistan, dramas were always family oriented. They're not anymore. But that's how it used to be. Every time, I remember, it used to be a custom, 8 o'clock at night, you would have your prime time drama, 1 hour drama. It would always be a 15 episoder, and in total, and it was always a serial, never series, a serial. And it would be a family time drama, so that meant the whole family could sit and watch. And that is why, actually, one of the reasons why it was extremely popular all over the world. And even in India, basically they would always watch Pakistani dramas. So Indian films and Pakistani dramas, these were the two powerhouses. So I kind of, when I think back of the old Pakistani dramas like Alpha Bravo Charlie, and Dhua, and Titliyan, and all these amazing dramas written by amazing writers, played by amazing actors. When you look at them all, which reminds me, Shakil, one of the legends of who acted in one or few or more of these dramas that I've been mentioning. He just passed away on Eid. Yes, just a couple of days. He just passed away. So another legend passes away. It's sad when they all pass away one by one. We've lost a lot of legends this year and last year. But the point is that the Pakistani drama industry, the television industry, the entertainment, where television is concerned, it was always of a high quality. And when I think of it, you know the female characters in Pakistani dramas were never like this. Recently, I've stopped watching the dramas because I'm not at all, as I said, happy with the turn they've taken. And recently, also, the way they're portraying the female characters is not very positive. People are not happy because this is not, as I said, this is not how real life women act or, behave. In the older dramas, they portrayed women the way they really were. Smart and educated and modern and sassy, and you had doctors and you had lawyers, or you had, even if you had just unmarried single women, and the fact that they had their brains that they used, and there was a lot of literature and philosophy, and it was rich and fun and comic, and it had so much flavor. And now it's all this BS going on, all this BS that they're trying to create, because the truth is, the Pakistani television industry has lost its writers, and it has lost original content. So the content that is being produced If it's really really good, it means it is an adaptation of an old novel of one of our classic writers. Or if it's, if it sucks, it means it's just one of those stereotypical things that they've started churning out, thinking that it works, it sells. But where I stand as a writer and a producer and a novelist, where I stand, it's pure rubbish that they're churning now, which is why I actually moved towards watching K dramas and Japanese dramas and Thai dramas and sometimes even Hong Kong Singaporean dramas and Chinese dramas. I think the reason I moved towards this is the main reason, one of the main reasons. Also, I was fighting depression and I had a slum come over me as a writer, so I had to go through all that. And so it's more than a decade. It's almost a decade, I think. Definitely, it has to be a decade since I've turned to watching these. But the one thing that hit me is the stereotypical cliche female lead, which I've noticed that I'm not the only one, because a majority of the audience that watch these dramas, a part of my community, as I would say, part of the community that watches these dramas, they have all voiced the same complaint. And I think the reason, as I said, why I watched more and more Korean dramas is because they brought a lot of variety. And also there's professional subbing. Seriously, it really helps when you've got subtitles on time and they're well done. Which is why, that reminds me, I do not understand what the heck happened with the sub of the drama, the recent drama that came out. I mean, this was a drama I was really really waiting for, and I don't get it. I don't get why an unprofessional subber did it. And not only that, but a subber who, I'm sorry to say, no offense, please, no offense intended, but it looked as if they just directly subbed it from Google. Seriously, I mean, what the heck happened? Yeah, I'm talking about Family, The Unbreakable Bond. I mean, seriously, I love the actors and I was so looking forward to watching this drama. And I even tried to, put up with it till the third episode because it was so interesting, but the subs were killing me. And I was hoping, that maybe somebody would just, fix it somehow. They'll just fix it. But nobody fixed it. And I just dropped it, which is such a, I mean, it's so sad because I really wanted to watch this drama. But yeah, good subs and timely subs, they really really matter. So one of the reasons also why I get put off by Chinese dramas is the subbing is not professional. It's very rare to find you know good subbers for Chinese dramas, although it's getting much better now. It's getting much much better. With Thai dramas, again, I guess the reason I've watched so much of it is because they're good subbers. It's really good subbing, and it's not just the English. That it's the timings. The timings of the subbing, and how long it's supposed to stay, and if it's in sync with the actual conversation going on or the audio. So everything has to be in order. And with the Chinese, dramas, especially the procedurals, which I like the procedural dramas, but the problem is sometimes the dialogues are very long and the subbing doesn't seem to be fully in sync, and the time of the appearance of the subtitles is also very bad. So it's like, before they you can even complete the 4 lines worth of a subtitle, it disappears. So the time is also the timing needs to be worked on, and the English needs to be worked on. And also the overall timing of the actual subbing of the episode also needs to be worked on. For example, suddenly somebody drops the some, just for some reason somebody would just decide not to sub anymore, or they would just drop the subs, and then you're left hanging for sometimes half a year before. and then by that time you're just out of it and you no longer want to go back to watching that drama. So yeah, I mean, it's you can somehow manage it if you know the language. For example, with Korean, we somehow try to manage it because I think most of us who have watched so much of Korean dramas, we tend to understand the gist of it. So even if the subs are bad or something happens, but that's the thing in Korean dramas in the first place, the subs are usually very, very professional. In fact, they're almost always very professional. And that is why I think the Korean dramas gained popularity as opposed to other dramas. Professional subbing, timely. It was is done timely and it is in perfect English. Except as I said, I really don't know what the heck happened with the Unbreakable Bond drama. Seriously, but yeah, I really do hope and pray that they get out of that cliched, stereotyped female leads. Please, 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 please don't put us through that again. Seriously. I have reached that point in life now that I cannot tolerate even a single episode of such a female lead. So, because in the beginning, I actually even started getting confused. I was wondering, are they really trying to portray a naive female lead, but are they just not able to do it, or is the actress not able to do it? But these actresses are amazing, which means it's the director's fault, because it's the director who's making them act stupid and annoying instead of naive. And the expressions are so irritating, and I'm sorry to say, because I'm just sorry. I really don't intend to offend anybody, but I'm sure because something tells me that I'm sure even the actresses probably get extremely peed off at the kind of acting they're probably made to do. As I said, it kind of makes you think that this is again a male dominant factor here. It's as if you can literally see that it's the man's point of view. This is how the Asian men, I mean that part of Asia, this is how the men wish to see their women, or this is how they see their women, as annoying and reckless and stupid, which points to discrimination. It kind of points to the fact that, okay, it means the men are still being chauvinistic. So if here's a message to the men of the Chinese and the Korean and the you know I wouldn't say Japanese, because, as I said, despite the fact that people do say that even Japanese men discriminate against women, drama wise, entertainment wise, I have not seen that. I have seen women do with amazing characters. I've seen female oriented dramas, and I've seen even the general romantic dramas, and I've seen the wacko wacko dramas, and seriously, the women are amazing in all of them. The portrayal is amazing. So yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. But for the Chinese and the Korean men in the industry, here's a message: if you're really not chauvinists, and if this is really not how you see your women, then please stop showing them that way, because it's a miracle you haven't got smacked by these actresses. I'm telling you, it's a miracle you haven't been smacked by the audience, because it's a very, very negative portrayal. I mean, even in Pakistani industry, where we say that women are recently not portrayed positively, even they don't portray women like this. When we say that women are being portrayed negatively, it's they're showing how women are always scheming and doing politics and joint family system and their problems and their negativity, and they're showing that. So even in that, they're not showing women as stupid and reckless and annoying and pathetic. They're showing them as cunning and conniving and always in politics and politicking, and so that's another kind of annoying to us, because, as I said, women don't do that normally. I mean, not modern educated women anyway. So and we have actually kind of virtually smacked our directors and producers for this. So I don't know. I'm sure you've been virtually smacked too by your audiences, but maybe you really need to be careful. As I said, if this is not your original way of thinking towards women or concerning women, then please stop portraying women that in that way. It's so much more interesting when you portray women in the other kinds of colors, like as I said, in Chinese, there are those few rare gems, the latest being Hidden Love. Rare gem, where I actually just love the female lead so much. I love that girl. She portrays naivety, innocence, purity. She portrays her age. She portrays how smart she is for her age. The two versions, the younger girl and the older, they've both done amazing jobs at this. A very amazing job. So you love the chemistry, you love everything. And similarly, I would much prefer not to see this kind of a female lead portrayed plays. Thai drama, seriously, I did not expect this from you. I did not, or maybe I haven't seen this kind, because I seriously, I'm surprised. I really did not expect this, and this is just making me rant all the more. So I think I should stop now, because I'm not the only one who's been ranting about this. But as I said, I thought you'd sort of come out of that dark ages, but you just pushed me back in there. So can't help but rant. Well, let me just muster up some courage and try and go through. I've been I've actually watched 17 minutes and 54 seconds of the first episode of this drama. After which I hit pause and started ranting, and I've ranted for half an hour. I've ranted for 31 minutes, 38 seconds, and now it's 42 seconds. So it's almost 32 minutes is going to be. Imagine, I've ranted more than I've watched the damn thing. So this is me signing out. Take care, everyone, wherever you are. Stay safe and healthy. Stay blessed. Khuda Hafiz.